Hello, friend. Welcome into this mystery reading. I'm Molly, the Quantum Leap Queen. Thanks for joining me on this reading. These readings are a timeless resource for you to come utilize whenever you need some extra nourishment in your life. So trust that if you found this reading today, there is a message here for you. I'm setting the intention to give you the best messages that you need to hear today. And I am starting with the Pulp Tarot. I'll have it listed below. So, what are we talking about first today with my friend? It's important to know. I have the King of Swords, the Three of Wands. Ooh. The Queen of Swords, and then the Six of Pentacles. Yes. Okay. So there could have been someone, and could be multiple people, a theme throughout your life where you've had relationships where it feels like someone is being so dominant, controlling, like in their ego, like not wanting to co-collaborate, more like wanting to dominate. And the Three of Wands is telling me that you've had these relationships that have made you feel very alone, made you feel isolated, and like you're not truly, yeah, understood. And I think in the past that made you feel very hurt, like not seen, not understood, not, you know, co-creating with someone. It just felt like a battle, and like maybe perhaps you dealt with like people pleasing, needing to fracture bits of yourself in order to be accepted by someone else. And again, this can show up in parents, this can show up in jobs, and definitely in platonic and romantic relationships. So it feels like it's been a theme, and I feel like this has made you, it's grown you in a few ways. One of them is like it's made you really independent, really how to hold your own. You're not as clingy, for example, as you used to be. And I feel this is also saying that you can recognize this better now when someone is trying to control you or fracture you. And I feel that you have the tendency of like people coming on to you like that because you are so um you're so open and loving. And not that we all don't have aspects of everything, right? We're all a little narcissistic, we're all a little empathic, like more or less. And but I just feel like you've really taken on the characteristics of like being really open, and I feel that sometimes people see that as a weakness, and then their own traumas have a place to play out. So but I see that this is a lot of what you've recognized in the past and a lot of patternings from the past. And what I feel like has happened now is you've gone through a lot of your own realization with the Queen of Swords here and the Six of Pentacles. It's like you know so much more about who you are, what you have to give, and how you really don't ever need to fracture yourself for anyone, for any situation. You know, it's just perhaps maybe you just can't go as deep with people as you would like to. That's a real consequence here of what you've come to the realization of. And like for example, if it's like a parent, then you can't go as deep with them as you were hoping to because they can't meet you there. So what you do is you just stay on the surface, more on the surface level, and that's fine. That's just the relationship you have to keep the peace and to keep your own boundaries and honor yourself and all of that. So and the Six of Pentacles too is just saying like that's the honoring that's happening here. It's like it's back to honoring yourself. Before it was like doing your best to honor the other person. Um, but what you recognize is you don't want to honor their ego and their traumas any longer. So actually the honoring really comes from, again, filling up your own cup first, focusing on your own business, on your own self and what feels best for you. Because I think a lot of the conditioning was like, now you're hyper aware of how someone else is feeling and their own emotions and feeling like you have to, for example, like walk on eggshells. And but that's just not what you're doing any longer. You're very much like checking in with yourself and like remembering that you have to fill up your own oxygen mask before assisting others. So there's been a real theme here of coming back home to yourself and then just simply like not going to the depths with people that can't meet you there. Just simple as that. It's just simple like mathematics, I feel like, at that point. And that's brought you a lot more peace. It's gotten you a lot, like calmer within your own system, not as hectic, not as like trying to fix yourself or trying to fix others. It's just brought you back home to you, and it just feels like there's more peace and tranquility because of that. Because then I had the sun at the top of the deck, and I feel like now, like perhaps things are feeling lighter, sunnier, and it's because it's like this commitment to you now that is really heavy here in the energy. What else? What else from my friends? I have the Hanged Man, the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, you've done a lot of inner rewiring of how you see yourself, how you see others, just your belief systems. And I feel like you had maybe one person in particular. Definitely could be romantic. Those are usually the most profound when it comes to one person that really tipped the scales for you, or is that person that made you recognize the pattern and how deep it went, where it didn't just start with them, it went deeper than that, and you had to go back to your last relationships, and usually it is from childhood where we pick up these attachment styles based on how we were loved, and were we loved conditionally or unconditionally or like a combo, or and that's where I feel it was like one person like tipped the domino effect for you to recognize like, okay, it's not about this person, and now I'm seeing like where the energy is really coming from. And oh yeah, and then I don't have to keep playing out that same pattern. I can actually rewire and end this karmic cycle. And that's what I feel you've worked on and have been doing. And I say end karmic cycle, and then I see the devil on the top of the deck. That's what's happened. I mean, the devil is karma. The devil is Capricorn energy and the past and Saturn and all the things that has to do with timing and cycles and the physical. And I just see that you're breaking up like the patterning at this point, and that's why you're able to be in the sun more so now, is because you've really done a lot of work to shed the old patterning and making space for new patterning. So that's what I'm seeing. Okay, friend, I'm going to start pulling oracle messages. I'm going to start with the Mystic Mondays Astro deck. Let's see what astro messages want to come out for you today. We have Virgo. Woo! Oh my gosh, those went way over there. 1 second. Okay, so we have Virgo. We have the Moon. We have Sagittarius, and we have Vesta. Nice. I feel like so much of this is a detailed commitment to your own inner flame and your own higher expansion. Because, Virgo is the details. We're getting into the nitty-gritty details. It's also about health. So much about your own inner health. And from the Moon, it's the emotional health. It's your own inner world. So really paying attention to the details. Vesta is like your own inner flame that gets you lit up, and that I think has been like rediscovered or reamped from doing this work. And Sagittarius is that higher learning, that higher wisdom, where you can see, you can see like, the romantic partner that's bringing up all these triggers. Actually, it's like I chose them because it's uncovering patterns from childhood, from my parent or parents or however it was. It's just a lot of deep learning, and through that, it was the expansion then of the understanding of your own emotions, and then in response to that, it's the rekindling or the amplifying of your own sacred inner flame that's wanting to come out now, and just be amplified and lived and expressed. And I feel Yeah, that's what's coming out and coming alive within you now. But it takes work, right? It takes work to gather the details and to like truly understand what's happening. And it's a lot of like looking at yourself and a lot of your own ego. And it's not easy work, but I just see that you've taken on the challenge to really learn. And I feel like part of you maybe feels like you were forced to. But you really, what I feel is like took it to the depths, and you didn't have to take it as deep as you did, but you wanted to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And that's what you got then in return, since you were searching for that. That's what I see. Okay, I'm going to pull next from the Rainbow Brain Skull deck. What is the best message for my friend from this deck? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just going to take this top one. It says, I am not a fractured being. I'm multifaceted. Exactly. Exactly. This is the perfect card because this is exactly what you learned through all of this. It's like, I think maybe growing up you felt like maybe something was wrong with you, or maybe people like really put you down in ways and said there was things that were wrong with you. And even like in past romantic relationships, you know, there's something wrong with you. You always felt like there was something wrong with you or you were the problem. But it's because people were trying to fit you into the mold that you weren't fitting in their own minds and their own perspectives. So it ends up being a very selfish, egoic reason for them to fracture you. But then it goes back to them not knowing themselves, trying to control the outside. And yeah, that's where you came to the realization of, wait, I don't need to fracture myself. I'm so multifaceted. You can't put me in a box. That's funny. Okay, let me read about it here. Number 9. You may feel scattered, but you are a symphony. Many instruments joined together create a beautiful soundscape. Appreciate your many different moods, skills, and problems. Trust that they're all working together. True. Oh, it literally like makes me a little emotional because you know, we're taught to just perform. You know, we're taught to just like shut up, show up and just do stuff. And don't complain and don't have, you know, we have such dips in our energy too. Like I'm definitely thinking about like me as a woman. You would have saw me the last few days. I was like miserable because I'm on my cycle and I just like couldn't produce and I think, you know, obviously men you have these chapters too, but like women especially, like every month we're having like weeks where we're just like not feeling ourselves, and then weeks where we're really on and feeling ourselves. And I just think like life brings you into these chapters where it's like we can't have it be spring and summer all the time. We also have to have the fall and winter for renewal, to like look at ourselves, to find like real depth and real truth through the uncomfortability of those moments where we're feeling not 100%, and rewiring like how we see all of that. Because those moments where we feel like off, down, we actually gain a lot of wisdom in those moments. So they do serve a purpose, even though obviously in the moment they're not comfortable. And that's what I think is like helping to help you realize like how multifaceted you are, is like you have all these different experiences and you really can't control like, you know, what you experience when. But you are learning to open up and just embrace everything and not make it mean right or wrong. And I just think that's really beautiful, like all this work that you've been doing, because you're just feeling more whole and complete as you are, which you've always been, but it's just the acceptance of it. And letting go of the past, again, conditionings, patterns of when people tell you you're wrong. You're just not taking their opinions, like you're not soaking them in anymore. They can have their opinions, that's their life, but you're starting to really make sure that your voice, your opinion is the highest form for you, that you go to, that matters most in your life. And that's what I'm seeing. Okay, I'm gonna lastly pull here from the I Create My Reality deck. Best message from my friend from this deck. Okay, I'm gonna take the top one here. It says, I am. All these I ams. Nice. It says, I am ready to take action on my dream. Close your eyes and take a moment to visualize what your dream looks like. Make sure it is so detailed you can touch it, feel it, and hear it. Vibrate with that vision. Is it appealing to you? Are you smiling? Are you peaceful? The more you run towards your dream, the more it becomes your reality. Now open your eyes, be present, and take action. I feel like now that you're really owning all your multifaceted wholeness, all of who you are, all the beautiful, ugly, messy, benevolent you that you are, I feel like now you're more of a clear vessel and you have more access to your power and energy to create what it is you're wanting to create your dreams. And so perhaps you're already, you're already envisioning stuff. This is just a reminder, just a little note, like, if you haven't written it down, I would highly recommend that, because you just never know. Like, sometimes I write stuff down and completely forget about it, and then like it happens later, and then I find the entry where I wrote it. I was like, oh my god, I completely forgot. It's powerful just to write stuff down. And the belief in yourself is like becoming so much more strong, because you're not, again, looking for outside validation. It's like you're validating yourself from the wholeness and completeness that you are. So then, like, what you wants you back, obviously. Like, so then you're just magnetizing your dreams and to you, like, I was gonna say rapidly, but of course it's all in divine timing. Rapidly in the course of everything, right? Yeah, so I just feel this is a message to say you are very powerful now because of the work that you've done, and have fun in the envisioning and being Delulu, and just, again, like, manifest. Like, words are spells, truly, and I feel that they're very powerful. So when you're saying them out loud or writing them down, it's like very powerful witchcraft that you're doing. It's you're stepping into the role of the magician. You may not know how or when, and none of that matters, because that's your higher self's job, right? You're the guest here and you get to just experience. So yeah, keep being your magical self, and know that you are very powerful at this time because of the work you've been doing and what you've been integrating, and just capitalize on that, because that's what you're here to do. You're here to create, you're here to be the creator. So have fun with all of that. So that concludes your message, my friend. I hope it brought you nourishment and confirmation for exactly where you're at in your life. Come on back whenever you need more nourishment. My channel is a library of timeless mystery readings. Just pick one based on your intuition. I have my link down below to work with me. I also have new readings coming out on the channel every Monday and Thursday right now. So you can follow me on all my other socials. Yeah, I got all that down below. We'll see you guys on the next reading. Bye.